Quantum healing, frequencies, and a better life. Hi, I'm CiCi Baudouin with wisewomanevolving.com, and I'm here today with Marion Coleman just for a little chat. Nothing is pre-rehearsed or anything like that. Marion is a wonderful lady that I've gotten to know and a great practitioner, and so we thought we'd just have a chat together. I've been in the quantum healing field for over 30 years, probably. And I've worked with many, many different modalities. I've specialized for many years in chronic and autoimmune issues. And I love life. I love sharing. I love helping others find how they can find healing for themselves. And that's what we're here for today with Marion. And Marion, I'll turn it over to you if you'd like to introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Oh, thank you, CiCi. I'll be happy to. I'm Marion Coleman, and I am a practicing hypnotherapist. I earned my specialties through the education of the International Medical Dental Hypnotherapy Association. And it really gave me a step up on how to work with PTSD veterans. And I have since been visited on June 3rd, 2023, by whom I call Daddy God, because I promised to work with him when I crossed over at age 6. And he has been assisting me throughout my time since. And he wants me to teach all about frequencies. And he started me off with the solfeggio frequencies. And then I learned about the med beds. And now I've learned that the med beds are quantum frequencies. And suddenly, 3 days ago, and I had to call CiCi because we're our soul sisters in everything we do. And it was amazing. If you raise your vibration to God's frequency of 963 hertz, you can do quantum healing on yourself with a virtual med bed. It was amazing. And I just had to call CiCi and share so that we could try it out for ourselves. And frequency is so important because everything that is on earth has a frequency. And if we can tap into those frequencies, it's just unlimited potential that we can do for our world. And I'm a color therapist, and I believe so firmly in the 639 hertz because that's our universal love frequency for our families, for our husbands, our wives, our significant others, for our community, for our nations, for our world. We just need to send the color of pink out to the whole universe because that's the color of universal love. And it's such a wonderful way to heal. So these are my pointers. So CiCi, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Oh, thank you. That was beautiful, Marion. Yeah, I was tickled pink when we spoke. I think we were talking yesterday after another meeting. And we were really just, I mean, hitting all those points. And you brought up some great points there on the med beds and our own abilities to heal ourselves through the quantum frequencies, all of this work. And that's basically the work that I've done for many, many, many years. I used to teach for the Body Talk system. I have done quantum touch and quantum healing, matrix energetics. I'm as well a hypnotherapist. I started out eons ago in holistic nutrition, of all things, before that was a thing. And
That's wonderful.
so when we got to talking yesterday and realized, we hear a lot about med beds coming out and things like that. And I've been thinking all along, that sounds fascinating. And I hope that we do get those. But isn't that what some of us have been doing all along in working with frequencies and working within the quantum field? And for those who aren't aware, what we're talking about with the quantum field and quantum physics, quantum mechanics, etc., a very easy read is a book by Lynn McTaggart called The Field. And then she also wrote The Bond, and she also wrote The Power of Eight, which shows how group work are is so powerful. You know, we've heard, I think it was in the Bible, whenever there are two or more, and the power of that has been proven time and time again. And so Lynn McTaggart wrote the book The Power of Eight, but groups, any groups, and that's why I enjoy working with groups on a regular basis because it's so powerful. Even if each person in the group is not a practitioner, it's the power of intent that really feeds the power of healing that we're working with. And it doesn't matter what you come to the table with, whether it's wanting a healthier pregnancy or working with anxiety, stress, depression, um, obviously the biggies, autoimmune issues and things like that. Pain, there hasn't been a back that I couldn't help, you know. But the idea that what if med beds don't really manifest? I hope they do. But
I do
we've been
too.
doing this work all along and it works.
It
It,
does work. You're
it's the
absolutely right.
power of intent. It's the use of frequencies with or without equipment. Again, it's the power of intent and especially working from your heart. And I think yesterday
Yeah,
that was the discussion we were having is,
yes. And the soul. They have
yeah,
to join together, and then that lets our mind know that we have accomplished what we chose.
yeah. Well, we can't separate them, right? It's body, mind,
No,
spirit.
that's
And
right.
now working with the three brains, a
Yeah,
lot of cultures consider that third brain, the gut brain. There's the head brain, the heart brain, and the
yeah,
gut brain. But a lot of cultures recognize the gut brain or the gut microbiome as the seat of the soul. So
yes,
how can we separate things? We can't separate. There's
we
no such thing
can.
as time and space anyway. It's a human mind construct
That's
to be
right.
able to
There is
get
no,
through life. So we
yes,
can't separate them, but when we recognize that link, that it's all one, that there is a connection, there's no separating it. That's where there's a lot of power in the healing.
you're so right. And that is where it says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive, it leaves out a very important part. And it was left out from what I can understand from what I've read about it intentionally, because the sentence that was left out meant that when your heart and soul join as one, you will be able to manifest it because your mind has the information of your heart and your soul and your gut.
Absolutely. In my
Yes,
experience over the years in working with that, um, it's not about think it's. We have to get out of our head. We
right.
do get to decide, and we should be very clear on
Yeah.
deciding what it is, what experience we would prefer to experience, to have, how we would prefer to be in this life. If we've got stress or chaos, not that chaos is bad, because and it was a quote. I wish I knew who it was from. I think it was an anonymous quote, and I'm not going to quote it exactly, but it's something to do with out of chaos comes hopefully, a learning experience. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
Out of that comes the learning, comes knowledge, and if we are wise, comes wisdom. But
Yes, I love that.
yeah, it's really it's a good reminder to remember that when we are in chaos,
I
because
love
life
that.
brings chaos, right? But we
Yes.
get to decide. And we have to remember we are that powerful. We choose, we decide. And then from there, instead of thinking through over and over and getting on a hamster wheel, oh, it should be this way, oh, I have to do this to get there, we decide what the experience is we'd like to have. And we hold that in our hearts and we feel what it feels like to be in that experience. And then we have to let it go. Like the saying, let go and let God.
That's
Let it
it.
go. Knowing without a doubt, don't keep doubting it, don't keep questioning it. Oh, is it really going to come true? No, just put it out there, decide, feel it in your heart, in your soul, in your gut. And the heart area is anywhere between the chest and the belly, right? And
Hmm.
feel it in your body. And then just, it's done and move on. And it will manifest. And I've had things manifest pretty quickly. I sold my last house myself in 2 days, just stuck a sign in the front yard by myself, no realtor, no nothing. And in
That's
2 days,
wonderful.
I got more than asking price and I got to move. So
Isn't that wonderful?
it is.
I
And we
know
can create that magic.
it's so easy once you know the formula. And that's what we hope to do today
And
is
that formula is that easy. People don't
yes,
think it is, but it really
and it
truly is.
is,
You're
yes.
so right.
And you were talking about out of chaos comes wisdom. And when I was 18 years old and going to LSU, I was going through really rough times because that was the hippie generation. And I was always a Miss Goody Two Shoes. So it was hard for me to fit in with all my other friends.
Mhm.
And my guide at that time, well, from the time I crossed over at age 6 until 50, until my age of 50, he was my guide. And he was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And he was amazing. He was Germany's equivalent to Benjamin Franklin. He was a mathematician, a scientist, a poet, a philosopher.
Oh,
And it's amazing what he left me. I woke up, I could hear him speaking, and I was so feeling so left out because I wouldn't go with my friends when they were asking me to. And I woke up and I heard him say, the choices you make create the life you lead. So you always resolve to make the highest possible choice
mm-hmm,
for you,
mm-hmm.
and you will never go wrong. And so he was letting me know, it's okay, Marion. You don't have to go with the crowd. Make your own choice. And it was just what I needed to hear at that moment. And it's just what we're talking about. If we set our intention to do what it is we choose to do, because we all have free will,
Mm-hmm.
we'll manifest it. And sometimes what we manifest isn't really what we wanted, but we have to learn how to let it go and manifest something that's a lot higher.
That's
So
a
that,
really great point, too, because we don't realize, but we're constantly manifesting, but we're
yeah,
doing it unconsciously and subconsciously, not consciously. And that's the key, is to
yes,
consciously choose. Otherwise, we're going to wonder, why do we keep having these experiences? Well, you're creating it by negative thinking and negative actions. And
exactly.
it's beautiful. You also said, we have free will. It's so
Yes,
important to remember everyone has free will, and it's not fair to create in someone else's space.
that's correct.
We all have God within us. We all have God within us. We are all powerful. And we
Yeah,
have to honor that the other person, whether we agree with their choices and their creations, their lifestyles, etc., or not, is
that's
none of
right.
our business. They have free will as well. But it's
That's right.
beautiful you had that, because it sounds like it was comforting to hear that.
Oh, very much so. Yes, because I was like the fifth wheel, you know. Oh,
Hmm.
come on, Marion, we're gonna go down to the bar and we're gonna drink and have a wonderful time and we'll get a taxi to take us back. And I'm like, that's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather the tea.
Yeah.
That's why I guess they call it a teetotaler.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. A good
But
cup of tea is a lovely idea. Occasionally, I enjoy a glass of wine. I'm French. What do we expect? But
well, I had wine last night. I did a
oh,
Valentine's for our fellow widows, and I told
mm,
them to bring a picture of their sweethearts. And we
oh,
had a wonderful Valentine's meal, and they got to talk about their loved ones. And, it was like they were sitting at the table with us. So it was
that was
beautiful.
you provided a beautiful, loving, healing space for them on Valentine's, which is so incredibly special, Marion.
Yeah,
That's
we had a
really,
wonderful time. We
oh,
really did.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, how
I'm gonna
wonderful.
do it. I'm gonna do it every year if God be willing and he doesn't take me anytime soon.
Nah, you still have a lot of work to
I
do
know.
here.
I'm his employee for life. He's not getting rid of me anytime soon.
That's fantastic. We want to keep you. Can we be selfish and keep you here for a while anyway?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness.
You
Wow.
see how much fun we have when we get together.
I know I love it. And yesterday we were also talking about um healing from the heart and not giving our power away. And
Correct.
I think it would be nice to touch on that because so often we forget who we are. We forget that God is in here too.
Yes.
And we give our power away just by making ourselves little sometimes.
And
Um,
sometimes that's how we're taught, like, well, different
that's
fields,
exactly what we're taught.
We go to an attorney if we have legal problems. We go to a doctor if we have medical problems. And we turn it over to them, which, yeah, that's okay. But we need to turn it into our own heart and soul and see what message we get internally
Yes.
and with God's wisdom
Mhm.
and Jesus our Lord and the Holy Spirit. My goodness, that's who we need to turn it over to for our highest choice.
Mhm. And I think that's very powerful when we recognize that we get to choose that.
Mhm.
And we need to keep our power and not give it away. Is it okay when we need help to go get that help? Absolutely. There are times
Absolutely.
I refer out to doctors. I'm
Yes.
not a medical doctor. I make no claims. Um,
Right.
I want to set that disclaimer now. I'm not a
Mhm.
medical doctor. I don't make any claims to that. Don't treat, cure, diagnose, etc. I'm here to hold your hand and help you through and guide you through from what I've learned. I've learned a lot of techniques. I have a long, long list of certifications, but I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm doing the work because I'm not. It's not me. Each person shows up individually and does their own work, does their own healing. The body has its own innate healing abilities that were given to us by God. And excuse me. And if we remember that, then we keep our power instead of making ourselves small and questioning ourselves. We're human, we're going to question ourselves. But
You're absolutely right. We will.
but we can
And
bring it back and remember.
yes, should we go ahead and show them how they can do it themselves too by doing maybe a small meditation that can
Um,
we can teach them how to raise their frequency?
I think that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Do you want me to start it kind of like I did yesterday and then turn it over to
That
you?
would be beautiful.
Okay. And then we can do that together. That's a wonderful idea. Again, keep in mind, y'all, this is totally unscripted. We had no idea what we were going to talk about or where this was going to go. We just picked a topic and said, hey, let's have a chat. So
Yeah,
let's go ahead and begin. Take a sip of water if you have water. It's great to
I
stay
do.
hydrated.
I've got my, I've got my glitter
I
cup.
love your bling. The cells,
At 73, it makes me happy.
hey, I think life is short. We should always be celebrating. And if it's bling and frou
Yeah,
frou, go for it if that's what makes you
no,
excited.
I know it makes me happy every time I grab my cup.
Oh, how wonderful. So everybody, I invite you to just go ahead, take that sip of water. It's nice to stay hydrated. The cells actually receive more and hold a formula better when we're well hydrated. And then go ahead and I invite you to close your eyes if you're so inclined. Take a deep breath in and out and begin to relax. See yourself in a comfortable setting and just allow your breath to happen naturally. If there are any thoughts that come in, allow them to just drift away, recognizing that you'll be able to take care of whatever that thought is begging for attention for at another point. And if you tell yourself now in your mind, I'll take care of you later, I'll remember that, then you will. It'll come when it's needed. And just begin to relax. Recognize if there's any tension anywhere in the body, any tightness, any hot or cold spots, and bring your awareness there and allow it to melt away. And just be for a moment. And then what we're going to do next is I invite you to try and turn off the mind chatter. Ignore devices that are going off or conversation going on around you. And bring your awareness from the top of your head down through the head, preferably through the center, through the body, and bring it to your heart space. And that should land somewhere between the chest and the belly. And just feel what it feels like to be in your heart space. Notice what you notice. Again, if thoughts come in, just bring your awareness to your heart space and be there for a moment. Knowing you're in a safe space, a very loving space. Give yourself a heart hug. And Marion, if you'd like to join in and take over, I would be honored.
I will be glad to. Everyone, now that we're in our heart space, I want us to take a deep breath and just lift your heart up. As we do this, think of something that you wish to create. What we're doing is we are raising our vibration by doing this. We are joining our soul and our heart together. And as we do this, we are sending our prayer right up to God. Because as we do this and breathe very deeply, lifting our heart up, we are raising ourselves to His frequency that He does everything on, so that we can send our wish, our prayer directly to Him, so that He can teach us how to manifest what we wish for the good of us or our family, our loved ones, or even our world, for world peace. So I encourage you, let's breathe deeply. I'll show you how. Just go and feel that expanse as it happens. And then breathe out. And it doesn't matter how long you breathe in or how long you breathe out. It's whatever is comfortable for you, because we're using your frequency, not anyone else's. So breathe in again, and we'll do it at least 5 times while you're setting what you wish to manifest. It's so beautiful. And you can do it every day, anytime you wish. Just do the meditation that CiCi has taught you. And when you get to that point that you're in your heart center, remember, just breathe in and lift your heart up to God with your soul following, and set your manifestation. So let's do it 5 times now. We're going to breathe in, and you'll feel just a great sense of climbing upward when you're breathing in. And then we're going to breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe in. And each time it gets more and more expansive. You're in the universe now. You're with God. We're going to do it 2 more times so that we're at 7, which is God's number. And that's all we need to do. Go into our meditation and get in our heart space with our soul, which is in our gut space by our belly, and breathe deeply and expansively, because you're reaching upward to His frequency. And when you reach upward to His frequency, your heart responds and manifests exactly what you're asking God for. And your mind takes that immediately. It receives that electrical current and creates exactly what you're asking for. And that's what God is teaching us now. And that is how we need to do it. And CiCi, if you want to bring them out.
Thank you, Marion. Just enjoy that heart space for one more moment, savoring in it, knowing God is right there inside your heart, or whatever you want to call it. That's just a label. That presence of consciousness, of awareness, the divine. And then when you're ready, keeping, if you can, your awareness in your heart space, open your eyes You can shake your hands and your tootsies and come back. I was so relaxed, Marion, it had me yawning. And that
Oh, that's
the
wonderful.
energy was just moving so beautifully. That's very healing in and of itself, is just relaxing and spending a moment in that space. And
It's so
again,
important. It's
it
so
is,
important.
it is. And throughout our days, even now, I'm sure some of you find yourself going back into your headspace, even while we're talking, conversing, even if you're shopping or in a meeting or in, a conversation with someone that may not be pleasant. You can catch yourself in your head. And even in the midst of that, drop down into the heart space. And from there, have that conversation, the meeting, checking off the shopping list. Any part of your day, the more time we spend in that heart space, even while we're doing our activities, it makes life so much easier. It makes life flow. It makes
Yeah,
difficult conversations a lot easier.
it sure does. And our mind is like a computer. It's whatever we program into our mind, that's what we get. So
Absolutely.
whenever I program anything negative, because yes, I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm a human being.
Human, yeah.
And so I learned a long time ago to tell my computer, cancel, clear, delete, delete, delete whenever I speak negativity. Now,
I
do I do it
love it.
all the time? Sometimes, but not all the time because I'm human. I'm not divine. So, but that is what I try to do to delete any kind of negativity from my mind, you
And
know.
you are a wise woman evolving. That's what,
And you are an earth angel.
oh, you're too kind. You are so sweet,
You
Marion.
are.
Let me tell you, when we met last year, we just really connected and I
Yes, we
loved that.
did.
But it's about continuing to evolve. We're not evolved
Mhm.
yet. We're still here on this earth.
Now we're into quantum energy. So we are evolving each day. We evolve a
Yeah,
little bit more.
it's a continuing process. And that's where the wisdom comes from. Because if
Yeah.
we put our intention toward evolving, we do become wiser. We become more aware. We access divine consciousness more easily, whether we're doing it consciously or not, preferably we will. But if we have our intention on continuing to evolve, we'll get there. And we learn a lot along the way, and we meet beautiful people like you.
People like you.
Oh, we're
This
just going to
is
have a
my
love fest
soul
here.
sister, y'all. This is my soul sister.
Mm,
Our souls just merged. We recognized in each other that we needed to just be friends and to use our ideas and bounce them off of each other.
mhm.
And that's what we do beautifully.
I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's a good, I'm guessing somewhere about a half hour in. Might be a
Uh-huh.
good time, good note to close on, unless, are
Sounds
there any
sounds
other
wonderful.
thoughts you'd like to share today? We can do this again too, anytime, but it feels
We
like
can teach, yeah, we can teach them about color frequency and how the colors they use each day can make a change in their day.
I would love to do a call on that together.
Mhm.
So maybe we'll plan to do that next. I'm even going to make a note because I would love to be able to do a call on that next time and focus around that, and you can teach us everything you know.
And you know what? I found out at age, oh, I guess it was in 1983. So I think I was 43.
No, we're
I
still
found,
29 and
oh
holding.
yeah, okay, yeah. I found out, and this was amazing to me, that Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was considered the modern day father of color healing. And I had no idea. And yet I was drawn to color therapy. Isn't that amazing?
That's what it's like to
That was a
live in
synchronicity.
awareness and
Yes,
that
it
connection to
was a
divine consciousness.
synchronicity.
It brings the synchronicity to life. It's
Yeah,
amazing. It's
it
magical.
is. It is. So,
Oh
yes,
my
so
goodness.
I
Well,
have all of his teachings.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Then let's do another call. We'll do this sometime soon. And
sounds wonderful.
we'll beg you to teach us all about the color frequencies and healing with color frequencies.
Oh, I would love to do it.
I would
It's
be
my
thrilled too.
it's my honor to team up with you. My
Oh,
honor.
I feel the same way. You are so sweet. And you have so much knowledge to share. We both do. And that's what this is
Both
about
you, and
is
that's what
sharing.
it's all about.
Share it with the world. Oh,
And
thank
teach
you,
the world.
Marion. Thank
You're
you, everyone
welcome.
joining us. If you're watching this on YouTube at a later date, Marion, do you have a website that people can reach out to you?
Well, I just started it because I'm 73, so I'm not really computer oriented.
Me neither.
But I do have a website that I'm just now in the process of doing. And it's all lower letters. It's Earth Angel 369.com. And
Oh,
the 369, that's the sacred numbers that that God used to create the entire universe, and that Jesus used throughout the New Testament.
we
So
are
that's,
learning so much about that. There's
yeah,
so much about
that's
that.
Tesla. That's Tesla. And oh, I can't think of how to pronounce the guy that's Greek, that's the mathematician. Oh, I can't think. That's
And I'm
for
drawing a
another day.
blank. It sounds familiar, but my mind
Yeah.
isn't there. I'm still
But
relaxed.
they knew about those numbers even in the
Oh,
Greek time. So
oh,
it's just so
absolutely.
much that everybody has to learn,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm,
it brings it all to one.
mm-hmm.
So important.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marion. And if y'all are listening to us on YouTube at a later date, I'm the same with you. I had my website up for some time, especially when I had a specialty for many years. And the people that were running the website for me took off with the passwords, and so I had to wait for
Oh,
them to become available again. And I'm just now setting it back up. It is wisewomanevolving.com, but it's not even on right now. I'm still working to get that back on again. It's getting pretty close.
good.
But you
I
can
can't
reach me
wait.
here on the YouTube channel. And I'm also available if anyone has questions, is at info@wisewomanevolving.com, info@wisewomanevolving.com. And then we pop up here and there on YouTube. I do free group sessions monthly, the second Tuesday of each month on Zoom.
And
You
they're excellent. They are
know,
incredible. I wouldn't
I,
miss one for the world.
I love having you join me on those. And if anybody wants to join in on those, just shoot me an email at info@wisewomanevolving.com and I'll send you the link. I post those up on YouTube afterward. So, feel free to subscribe to the channel on YouTube and then you'll get notifications when those come up. And Marion, I look forward to doing this again. Next time we're going to do it on color frequencies. I think that's an amazing idea. You have so much information to share.
Oh, I can't wait, because color is so important in our world.
It is,
Yes,
it is, it is, it is. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I
you're
love you
welcome.
all. I love you, Marion. Take care. We'll see you
Love you
next
too.
time.
Bye
Okay.
bye.